Hey, you. Yeah, you. We have a Discord server now. You can come and join it and hang with me and the boys and our viewers and our future robot overlords. Link is in the description below. So, yeah, enjoy the video. If you watch enough of our streams, you probably know that me and the boys love rap music. In fact, it's pretty much the only genre of music we all listen to. Despite that, we all have some slightly different tastes and preferences with regards to today's top artists, so I thought it'd be fun if we cobbled together a tier list ranking the discographies of various rappers. We've got 22 rappers that are popular, or have gotten popular recently, or have dropped recently, or that we all otherwise listen to in some capacity. Oh. It sounds like you're cracking one open.
I just wanted to start it off right.
All right, that's fair enough.
Hey.
So let's start things off with the one and only Kanye West.
This is where we're starting?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if there is such a thing as a truly perfect discography, but I feel like Kanye is closest to that level.
I think that if we don't put Kanye in S tier, no one else makes it.
No one gets S tier.
The length of time and consistency with which he has made great music and the diversity of the music that he has produced, I really don't think anybody can match that.
The only album of his that I have not seen ever discussed as being top 3 or maybe his best is probably Jesus is King. And the fact that leaves many other ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 albums out there that people will mix.
It's wild to think about.
Is absolutely insane. And so, I mean, yeah, like you're not going to find a better discog on this list. And so
I
don't
agree.
have anything else to add to that. I think we're locked in with this one.
DaBaby. We've got a strong transition here.
Oh, this is
Transition.
this is a tough transition for DaBaby.
This is a very Kanye was a tough act to follow. I think we can sacrifice DaBaby.
I think you can make a case for mid just because of the influence when he did break onto the scene.
When the chokehold DaBaby had on 2020.
With how good Kirk and Baby on Baby weren't terrible albums.
I don't think they aged well, but initially, yeah, I'd say they were decent enough projects, yeah.
I don't really think he was ever trying to put together a long and successful discography.
No, probably not.
But that is what we are here to judge, and respectfully, that shit mid.
That shit mid. Tyler, the Creator. It's a bit tricky.
I'm trying to let the hatred for Tyler, the Creator fans trickle out of my body while I make this important decision.
All right. Some of his earliest works are maybe a bit controversial.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can deny that his last 3 albums have been quite exquisite.
Yes.
There's talk about him dropping this year, and like I want to push this back until that happens, because if it's 4 straight that are phenomenal albums, I think it's A, but I don't know if I'm there yet. I do, again, like Flower Boy, Igor, and Call Me If You Get Lost are so good, and the re-listen value for all 3 of those is huge for me.
Mm-hmm. I'm on the fence here, too. I think if you put him in excellent, then it ignores some of his flaws. But I think if you you put him in good or great, and then he starts to, like... I feel like there are some people that I'm going to want to put in great or excellent that, might not put together as good of a discography.
I think for me personally, it's more of a great and then potential to rise into excellent. Yeah. I agree.
Let's rate him in its current state.
That would be great.
Great. All right.
Yeah.
J. Cole.
You have 2 albums in 2014 and Whole World where they're both pretty good. They both have very good re-listening value. And then you have Born Sinner, KOD, For Your Eyes Only, which is good on its own though. And then the offseason had some really good ones on it. I don't find myself going back to it very often, but I did think it was very good. And so you have like 3 good.
I mean, how much do we want to factor Dreamville albums into this?
That's more.
I feel like that's his own thing.
When you see, but I get that it's his own thing, but he's putting in a lot of songs on these.
I was saying that's more of your thing to talk about.
I think there's just so many artists that he turns to collaborating with Dreamville and fostering with Dreamville that I think that's why, you're only seeing the off season, like 3 years later or whatever. I think that because it's very lyrical, because I find most of the music he produces to be very good, very enjoyable to listen to. And I mean, we're talking about what, a 12-year span, like a decade.
Yeah.
Like I think this is an excellent for me.
I don't have a problem with that.
Denzel Curry.
There's some high highs and some low lows.
He's definitely coming to his own as of recently, and I think I can really appreciate that.
I've enjoyed his music. I enjoy that he's willing to kind of go out of, because I mean, there's some interesting collaborations he's done. Like he did a song with fucking Glass Animals.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's what?
The shout out Glass Animals.
Dude, shout out Tokyo Drifting. That song's a heater. Do recommend.
I haven't listened to enough Denzel to really have a qualified opinion. It's been hard to get into it, so that's.
He does have some overly aggressive music that makes him harder to listen to.
I don't think I'm overly qualified. I know that the recent project, especially Melt My Eyes, had a lot of positivity around it.
I think this is maybe, if I was gonna place it, maybe low B, high C.
C. All right, then we'll put him as a very strong C tier.
Oh. Okay.
No. Unless you change your mind.
I'm pushing him to low B. Looking at C tier, that's a pretty.
No.
No. Oh,
No.
Okay, Davis. We'll take him to C.
All right.
We'll take him to C. I think he struggles with consistency, and that's for me is what fits him there. I think we've got a really high B and C, so I think it's important to remember we can put lower bars in those categories.
Joey Badass. I think.
And 2000 and All-American are classic.
I think the only weak entry in his discography is probably Summer Nights. 1999 was a very strong mixtape. I really like Before the Money. All-American Badass is great. I thought 2000 was very underrated.
It's like a watered-down J. Cole argument of the content is usually pretty good, and there is consistency that shines through.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it is pretty important in that of, similar to Tyler, the Creator, I can name 3 albums that I think are very good, and they're over a longer time span.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
this is a solid B for me.
I agree. I think B is a good tier for Joey. Eminem.
I think it's really easy to let recent releases kind of taint his golden era.
I think it is. That initial 3-album run of Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP, Eminem Show, that is a goated 3-album run. Those are all incredible albums.
I think Eminem is just right there and excellent. Of, again, the first 3 you can't really touch, and then after that it is a mixed bag at best.
Yeah,
I don't think you can't trash what the initial 5-year run
was. No, nor can you trash the talent behind it. I don't know. For me, I agree with the idea that they'd be excellent.
I I think that's a reasonable take. I think he is very much an excellent discography. 21 Savage.
He's going in F because he's British and a discussion.
I just want to put out a statement that, like, really think about what he's going for in his music. This is somebody here that's just making music to enjoy it, to make money, and to make just hits. You have to admit that he's maybe been one of the best to do that in just the more modern era. I think he can be a very underrated artist, but I think looking back at the actual discography and thinking about this, I say he's solid B. I think he has a great discography. I think consistency is there. I think talent is there. And I really appreciate the reservation that he shows. And, like, I'm not going to try and do everything. I'm not going to try and beat people at their own game. I'm going to do what I do well, and that's it. And it's something I wish a lot of other rappers would take a lesson from.
Pusha T.
I think we can agree that It's Almost Dry and Daytona are both phenomenal albums.
They're excellent projects.
It's just, the trick is that there are two of them. And so...
Yeah.
And prior to that, it gets a little questionable.
Yeah, I think Great fits pretty well because there's not really a miss, but there's not really that many hits.
Yeah.
And so you have the trick of, like, it's great stuff. There's just not a lot of it.
I think at his best, he can go in excellent.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be most critical of his whole discography, I think you could easily knock him all the way down to good. I think Great fits well, to be honest. I think he gets thrown in the same category of Tyler, of, like, showing a lot of promise, and
his recent
we'll
stuff
see
has
what
been
happens.
Excellent. Yeah, his recent stuff has been excellent. Early stuff maybe a little questionable.
All right.
I'd say,
God, here it comes.
All right, DJ Khaled.
Even on this list.
Who?
He's dropped recently.
Who?
Has he dropped, or have the people he's collabed with dropped?
Has the people he brought out of his prison?
Bro ever rapped in his life? I don't see.
He could say
I gotta
the
say,
best music pretty well.
Oh my gosh, dude! Go down to that "We the Best" album cover for me.
Stop.
Dude, look at, dude.
Oh, no.
Oh.
That is an album cover of all time. Okay.
I just don't think it belongs on the list. That's where I'm at. With
I think this might be a F. I think this is F.
If we have to include him, then I think he's an F.
He's going
F.
Yeah.
F.
Future.
Dude, I can just look at him staring at us though.
We can agree that 3-album run right there of Purple Rain, What a Time to Be Alive, and DS2 are terrific.
Yeah.
It's just the rest of it, though, I have trouble looking at. Like, damn, that's good.
I think he's got to go in good. Just because you're producing a lot of music does not mean it's going to be phenomenal. I think he really suffers from lyricism. I think the music being produced is ultimately good, but when I'm, like, the actual quality of what you are rapping, I think he might actually be one of the lowest on this list, just in terms of the amount of things he's saying and any unique ideas he's bringing to focus with any of his music.
I think good is a fair rating.
I would agree with that. I would say high good. But yeah, good works.
All right. Kendrick Lamar.
S.
He does not have a bad album. Or even a mid album. I think even his worst projects are still pretty great.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think there's misses. I think talent is immaculate. I think lyricism is immaculate. There's not...
Storytelling is elite.
Yeah. I don't see how you don't put him in S. Is my perspective on it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this is like you literally saw the rap industry react to him appearing. I think it's someone that like so clearly you see like, oh, this is someone that's going to change things.
Yeah, I don't disagree with S at all.
Yeah.
I'm not the most qualified for that opinion, so I just wanted to hear where it was, where I'd said anything and made myself look dumb.
I can understand that. I respect that. Kid Cudi. Davis, this is all you.
Yeah, Davis, go get him, boys.
This one, see, it's okay. To me personally, it's A, just because of if you take the storytelling aspect and you take the longevity and you take some of the songs, I think you can make a case for excellent. But there are also some misses on there.
I think at his best, easily A.
Yeah.
But I think looking at everything, I really struggle to see him lining up with J. Cole and Eminem.
Yeah.
I think like this is somebody that easily fluctuates between excellent to mid. I think he's at the top of our grade.
What he suffers from is the cultural impact was there when the first two albums dropped, and then it kind of waned in that period between that and Kids See Ghosts. And so I think he's sort of, and I'm not trying to compare him to Eminem like that, but I think it's the same kind of level of like when the first run had that significance, and then it waned, and I think Cudi's in the same boat. Not in the same degree, but there was that influence there, and then it waned a bit. And so, I mean, I'm fine with best out of the B tier. I don't mind that.
Yeah. All right. That's fair. Mac Miller. I think you have to appreciate the transformation of his discography.
Yes.
The fact that he started off as a frat rapper and became one of really the only respected white rappers in the industry is
I agree.
Huge.
I mean, even the fact that, you're seeing posthumous albums that are
pretty solid posthumous
good
albums.
Good. Like, I agree. I think the biggest story here is just not only are these albums consistently good,
they got better.
Yeah.
Because I want to go excellent.
I also want to say excellent.
I also want to go excellent.
All right. We're in
that's
concurrence. Trevor Scoot.
Dude, I was driving today and realized that Trevor Scott has two first names, and I fucking lost it. Like, I don't know why that got me the way it did.
Travis, that's crazy. Is Trevor Scoot just the name from now on?
It might be.
Yeah. I gotta be honest. Looking at this,
it's okay.
This is kind of a great for me, actually.
He's got a short but a very sweet discography.
Yeah,
like a souped up Pusha T, in a sense of there's not much there, but what is there is quite good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't mind. Great, I think that's pretty good for him.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne.
I think there are very high highs in this discography, but I think there's a lot of fill.
10 years.
I think there's a lot of fill. I mean, like, just looking at Sorry for the Wait. Like, I distinctly remember that album coming out, and like the only song I like is called Sorry for the Wait, and everything else just is completely washed out. Like, looking at it, like, some of these songs aren't crossing 1 million streams, and it's Lil Wayne.
I don't think you can ignore the influence that he had in the 2000s, though.
Yeah.
And that's the trick of, like,
he's a little bit pre-us getting into rap music, so, I mean, like, we miss... but you still see songs like A Milli and Lollipop that are, like, woo.
I want to say excellent because I feel like putting him at B is a bit of a disservice considering the early impact. I just don't.
I see that, but from a consistency standpoint, I don't see him lining up in there.
I
just think in terms of
agree.
Right.
I don't want to put every artist in B, but I feel like that's where Lil Wayne belongs.
Overall, I don't have a problem with it.
Okay. Jay-Z.
Dray, I want to hear your opinion on this first, because I feel like you're maybe going to be the larger Jay-Z stan.
I wouldn't say stan.
Oh.
Dang, he's a lot like Wayne in that he's got a lot of stuff.
But I think the peak was a lot higher than Wayne's was.
I want to put him in A.
I think it's an easy A.
The Black Album.
No, it is. If you're gonna say Lil Wayne, if you're putting Eminem easy A, but Jay-Z is not, you're a little crazy on that.
Yeah, I think he's easy A.
Playboi Carti.
My argument has always kind of been that Carti music is vibe centric. There's a particular mood that you're in when you listen to it. I think it's fun at parties, especially.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not.
Davis, can you help me out? I'm only seeing his first 3 albums.
I mean, that's all there is.
Oh, okay. I was gonna recommend F just because I wanted you to have the image of him below DaBaby. But I think you're right. I think coming to it honestly, it is very vibe centric.
Yeah, that's where I was going. Give him the DaBaby treatment of if we're talking about cultural influence, Die Lit is up there with that.
Really quickly, can we just rename the poor category DJ Khaled?
All right, yeah, no, that's fair. It's just DJ Khaled.
Yeah, I just feel like looking over it, that's what it's gonna be, and I
mean, I'll leave this to you guys though, because personally, he's not my thing. I know
I think he's got to go mid. I think he's got to go down there mid.
Mid was where I was going anyway.
Yeah.
It's not everything, but it is good for what it is. And I mean, obviously there was a degree of success to it because people have tried to replicate it and failed to this point.
You're getting dangerously close to me starting to argue about putting him in the DJ Khaled category.
All right.
A heads up.
All right. Let's just move on.
Now let's go to a rapper we all have the same feelings on. Chance the Rapper. In my mind, I think this is one of the saddest stories in rap.
He's definitely the guy who got shit on really hard because he had one really bad project.
Yeah, but in everybody's defense, it was
a horrific project.
It was really just for reference. He put out a Christmas rap album that was better than it after.
I'm feeling a good because Acid Rap was very good, and Coloring Book was very good.
Immaculate. Coloring Book is immaculate,
and I feel I know we're rating them based off of their discographies and their current standing, but I get the impression that he is about to drop something big and kind of erase the big day.
Yes, I think at his best, this is excellent. At his worst, he's an F. I think that he's all over the place, and I think the only way you gotta go.
I think it balances out for good for Chance. Drake.
It is really hard to put him in a place where I'm happy with.
The fact that it is.
I was going to say B.
It almost has consistently gotten worse since What a Time to Be Alive.
Yeah.
Is tough. Because that is the opposite of how it's supposed to go.
Where I'm at with Discog, though, is it honestly seems like Drake for the past, we'll go 7 to 8-ish years, has been has been like an A tier single dropper for the most part, and like a D at best tier for album.
Oh yeah,
and it's unfortunate because there have been singles that have had chokeholds, but like the last great album was 7 years ago, and so it gets so tricky because looking at, like, take Scorpion for example, like there are some great songs off of Scorpion, but there are 25 of them, and
for an hour and a half.
At best, out of that, there are 5 or so that are very good.
The fact that Pusha T dropped Story of a Didon and he still hasn't recovered from that is insane.
It is crazy, and honestly, I think that should be, an indication that, like, because you say you're uncomfortable putting him in great, but I mean, Pusha T's in there. He's not the best rapper in there, and he shat on Drake. Let me know when you see Drake with long hair.
You mean the lunch lady cut from the last year?
Oh, I forgot about that. God damn it, Drake.
that extra fries, sweetheart ass look. I think where I'm kind of at is like
Drake about to expose children to cancer in elementary school.
Oh, like the lowest in great. Just because I think you do have to respect the influence.
Yeah.
Not
everybody can be great.
Yes, they can. They can and they will. Rounding out our list, we've got 2 young prospects. We got, first up, Cordae.
I think the best way to view Cordae, at least right now, is as a worse Chance the Rapper. The highs are high, the lows are low. And I think that just, especially, just starting to come into the game, I think there's been a lot of question about, like, how much has he actually fought for the success that he's experienced? And I think that criticism kind of showed itself to be true.
There's just not a whole lot there too. If I think you can put him in the Chance area of, to me, 2 good albums. One of them being the best out of the 4, the other one arguably being the worst of the 4. And so, I mean, it's an interesting spot, but I think for now, good is fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential to go up for him, but I don't see that right now.
Finally, we got Jid.
Obviously, one of the more recent artists on this list.
Yeah.
But all of the albums that he has put forth are phenomenal. I think he is my favorite artist, largely just because that consistency is always there. And I think, like, he really has this gift for being able to switch up his flow without you being able to anticipate or realize it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what separates him from anybody else that is currently, kind of making music or trying to rise to the top and solidify this, solidify their place in the current industry.
He doesn't drop often, but what he has dropped has been very, very strong. The Never Story was a very strong opening album. DiCaprio 2 is fantastic. And The Forever Story was definitely the best rap album of last year. Arguably the best album of last year, period. It's hard to put him in A just because he is such a new rapper.
Yes.
And
I agree.
He hasn't... Trying to say his discography is on the same tier as Mac Miller or Jay-Z is...
Or J. Cole.
Is tough. That's tough for me, even though I'm I love his music. But I would at least say strong B, possibly top of B. All right.
Look at this shockingly normal distribution. Look at DJ Khaled ruining
I do love to see the normal distribution
right here, and then it's just fucking DJ Khaled.
Let's just delete this.
Is there a way that you can get his picture off the screen? I didn't look at him. Thank you.
Blur it out.
Yeah. All right. There we go. We'll fix it in post.
Turn those lights off. They're too bright.
Bro is staring at me. Yeah. All right.
All right.